Welcome back to Trekyards, everyone. I'm Captain Foley,
And I am Commander Collins. Welcome back, everyone.
and we boldly go where starships have gone before. Although, ironically, this starship is called the Nova class, and Nova, in certain languages, translates to no-go, which is really weird. It's one of the reasons the Novas didn't sell very well in some parts of the world, the Chevy Novas. Fun little fact.
A history lesson here on Trekyards.
So yeah, in the last episode, the season finale of Lower Decks Season 2, we got a kind of like a small little fleet of repair ships. This is a security vessel, I think, in the at the end of the episode. And among them was which was the Nova class. So we're going to take a look at it and see how it stacks up compared to an actual Nova class.
And this was, of course, our first time seeing Nova since the Equinox. Or I guess, the Rhode Island obviously in Endgame, but the Equinox class, so that was a long time ago. I mean, I've worked with it since, but first time, and obviously Mike Mann is known for, or his team is known for doing the correct canon. We've already had a beautiful Klingon Bird of Prey this season, some other Andorian ships, etc., even a Daedalus TOS TNG version. So a lot of, and I think both of us would look at it and say, that looks right. However, doing some of this breakdown, I've already sort of worked out it's actually less than you think. So I'm quite intrigued by this. But like you'd said, if it's which it is, the ship security team came in, why would you have a security short range science vessel? You wouldn't. So this is presumably they've taken it for their own ends ship.
I didn't really assume it was a security vessel, just that that's what the security team was on. But yeah.
Well, if you're taking a prisoner, you wouldn't just let me take this short range science vessel with low warp. So I feel like maybe it's because I quite like the Nova for many reasons, but one of the original ideas, the original concept, was that it was a Defiant prototype with torpedoes, etc. So the space frame was a very tactical ship in that form, never put on canon, but in the DS9 technical manual, and without too much additions. Obviously the Rhode Island again feels very different. So I actually wouldn't mind if we maybe see in some more canon that kind of can get evolved as a platform to include different things. That's just a bit of a side thing. But here you go, Stuart. Here's a side by side with, of course, the digital muse model of the Equinox from the TV show, the canon with the canon right here.
Similar enough. I give them credit for all the things and the shapes they got right and the angles and things like that. But
now, to be fair, they never get close enough to it for it to be like a super mega hero ship. Well, I'm just zooming it in to make it full screen, but actually not as close as it could be. I mean, the basic shapes are there.
the geometry, the basic shapes are great. I do give them credit for that. But yeah, there's a lot of details that are quite out of sync.
It's actually really interesting. I was teased this by previously, but it's just. And again, I don't know how much of that is distance, but we have seen some very, very high detail distance work, so I'm not going to put that against them too much.
Yeah, I just want to make a point that this is not a big ship, but judging by those window scales, this is a ginormous ship. If you're taking all the windows along the saucer and the secondary hull as windows, damn, they scaled this thing up.
The issue is, Stuart, you can see the cutouts of the actual windows as well. Because you can see where they just said, oh, there are lines here, let's put them in. So they've got the windows, but they added more windows because whoever drew this doesn't know the scale of the ship. Because if those are windows, then the windows are size of a bloody football. No, huge. So I think we can straight say they're not windows. They're lights. You can't say they're windows. That's insanity.
So this is one of those moments where Lower Decks didn't quite hit the nail on the head as far as ship goes.
If they really tell us there's 2 window decks in the saucer rim, not even the saucer rim, what's this going to be, like 30, 40, 50 decks? 60 decks?
Yeah, she's a big ship.
It's going to be taller than the Sovereign. But what do they get right, though, Stuart, apart from the general shapes?
Well, the shape of the deflector, the inner deflector there. The outer deflector is a little bit different as far as shape goes, but another thing they didn't get right, but they kind of got right, is the wave rider, or the shape of the wave rider, but they didn't include the wings on it or anything. So,
and of course, it's not the wave rider because you can see the navigational lower sensor is now in it, which on the real one is behind the wave rider. The Greebly dugouts are just black. It hasn't got phaser strips, despite there being a sort of phaser detail, but they clear out the phaser strips because that's not how they look, size or distance. It's not phaser stripped. It's missing torpedo launchers, so it's unarmed as far as we can tell, which is a bit weird for a security ship.
Again, just small little details. I don't think that most people would see those photon torpedo tubes. But guys, for the record, they're in front of the front deflector, in case you can't tell.
Yeah. The deflector, and then either side, little dugouts, which you could easily have drawn in. I mean, they've included more details if they'd wanted to, and no physics on top either. Yeah, so this thing is unarmed as far as we can see. I mean, they are in Federation space in theory, even though they haven't made first contact with the place yet. But if they're in the Alpha Quadrant, it's all kind of. So yeah, not and the nacelle is very, 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 very boxy, and and also the wings are on the wrong place. The fins, they should be on the top, not the side. So actually, pretty inaccurate nacelles, and a pretty accurate ship. Actually, they've got most of the details wrong. Let's look at the side view.
Again, they got enough visually right that you can tell what it is.
That's easy with Star Trek ships. They're so specific.
And the reason that the back half of this is cut off is because there's somebody standing there. Obviously, this is when it's like leaving, and they're all in front of the window.
Yeah, there's like a few frames. This is the best one. So. And
I wish they would have had a better shot of it, because I was thinking the same thing. It's like, oh, we want to talk about that ship, but I can't see it. Again, they got some windows on the secondary hull there and around the saucer.
But you can see they have put the big windows where the big windows should be. And they've also put 100 tiny... So they can't be windows. I mean, easily they're just not.
They're just Christmas tree lights. They just decorated for Christmas.
And they've got... See, in this one, they've got the phaser strip arrangements, but they're not really 3D looking. It's closer to the front view. I'll give them
and
that.
Very short nacelle, different struts too.
I mean, that's still the angle. I try to match it, but it's a perspective thing, it's a lens thing, and well, as soon as you get one shape out of whack, it's different shape. So I try to sort of mitigate that. But if you go back to the first picture, the vibe is so different to what Nova should be. But it makes sense if this thing isn't a 30-year-old or 20-year-old short-range science vessel. If this is a 15-year-old security vessel, like that one thing tells you why the vibe is so different. So I'm actually fine with it. It's just, it's a Nova variant,
Yeah, I thought it was more like a Rhode Island class when I first saw it, just because of the white on the forward deflector there. I was like, is that, it wasn't on screen very long, and I didn't really zoom in on it. But, yeah, it's clearly meant to be a Nova class.
And how do you feel about the yellow deflector?
It's not a big deal. It kind of matches the copper, I guess. It's too bright and blown out, and I don't know why they did that with the front one as well. It's like, hey, let's add glowies. Glowies are cool, right?
I mean, clearly it's one of those things where, well, the other ship in the scene, the new one, is a yellow deflector. It's made this yellow. But that's not the thing that glows, deflector. The deflector dish doesn't glow. The glows behind the deflector dish glows. So maybe this is how in films they have a first and second unit director. Michael Bay, first unit. Some guy, second unit.
This is one of the new animators that they just hired on like 2 months ago.
Yeah. But like I say, if it's a security ship, like you said at the start, I don't mind it. It's got some interesting tweaks. Certainly doesn't need a wave rider if it's whatever. But, we give all these ships a fair shake. We've seen some incredibly, incredibly high detail close ships in this show. So we're allowed to judge each one as it comes because their bar is extremely high, even for distance things. They've done amazingly well. But definitely I went into this one thinking, oh, there's not too much to talk about. It's so similar. Nope. More to talk about than I thought.
But guys, what did you think it was? Did you think it was a Nova class or the Rhode Island? I know there was a few people that were kind of confused when I did my first reaction review. So let us know.
I mean, the only difference is the color and the fact that cutout's solid. So as soon as you see a secondary deflector, it's not a Rhode Island. But I mean, it makes sense. It would go more toward the whitey cream hull at some point, just as an Equinox.
Let us know in the comments section what you thought about it and what you thought about our discussion, because we do like to do this and bring up some cool things. And yeah, I didn't realize they were so dissimilar actually until we started talking about it. So
it's the only place you can get renders like this. I even got purple on the top because I try match lighting. So the only place, guys. So if you appreciate that, like, subscribe, join for other videos. We do them daily, often during the shows, weekly, guaranteed. Always a ship on Saturday. That is the Trekyards promise. Oh dear, now I've said that. We've kept it for like a lot of years now, so we're doing quite well on that. And of course, if you want to support us, then Patreon, PayPal, Super Chatting, joining the channel, buying a shirt, all the things in the description down below. All does help, does make a difference. What have I missed yet?
Hit the like button. You said that already. Click the notification bell icon to all. There you go. And on that note, see you later, guys. I'm Captain Foley.
I'm Connor Thomas. Bye, guys.